Alright, guys, the NFL season is now indebatably, undisputably closed. The Pro Bowl just wrapped up. Like I said, I didn't watch any of it. I was following it a little bit. My friend was telling me what was going on when big things happened over AIM, but I didn't watch it. It just wasn't interesting to me. Even at the end when there was some drama, I really just did not care. Excuse me. But I don't got too much to say about it that you can take away. Obviously, there's really nothing you can take away from the Pro Bowl. Peyton Manning played well. You know, he's the only thing I care about in these Pro Bowls because, you know, he owns all the Pro Bowl records as it is, and pretty much every year he goes out there and pads his records. So 12 of 17, 151 yards and a touchdown. And on that note, Tony Gonzalez, who caught the touchdown from Peyton Manning, was set the record for most receptions by a player in a Pro Bowl career and tied the record for most touchdown catches. Now, he's like 31, so he's going to get several more opportunities to play in the Pro Bowl. So when he does, somebody get him a touchdown, just one more. Hopefully a lot more because he's a fantastic player. Oh, and Andy Reid, I know you were coaching the NFC team. I hope you looked on the other side of the field and saw Tony Gonzalez beast it up. 6 catches, 98 yards, and a touchdown. I'm just saying, man, this guy is available for trade, and your team could use a tight end. So hopefully you saw a little something there. All you need is a 3rd-round pick, send it to Kansas City, and you got yourself the greatest tight end to ever play this game. So, make it happen. What else? Other than Manning, I saw some pretty poor quarterback play. Kerry Collins, in my opinion, was the GOAT of this game. He fumbled it twice, and he threw a pick when the AFC was driving. So he really did kill some drives for the AFC team in this game. He did throw the one touchdown, but I definitely think the AFC had this game until he started turning it over. Cutler came in near the end and had that one drive, but could not lead the game-winning drives at the end. Either time he had 2 chances, and just one time he threw a pick, the other time he couldn't do anything. I thought Drew Brees took a lot of sacks. I don't know if it's his fault or not, but I thought Drew Brees was a little below standards. Eli had the one bad interception to the guy from the Jets, cornerback from the Jets, Darrelle Revis. And he didn't play too well, really. He overthrew Fitzgerald a couple times, and Warner barely played. I mean, he did play, but he was handing off most of the time. What else? Actually, the Colts as a whole dominated this Pro Bowl. We had Manning, who played well, as I already detailed. Rasheed Mathis, 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Dwight Freeney, 1 sack. Dwight Freeney had a sack too, so the Colts played really well in this Pro Bowl. Reggie Wayne, 4 catches, 45 yards as well, which, you know, that's not great, but it works. Steve Smith had a big game. Larry Fitzgerald caught a couple touchdowns, and he would have had more if Eli wasn't overthrowing him. Apparently, that's what I heard. Again, I didn't watch the game. This is just what I hear. I thought there were a lot of sacks in this game, which is kind of unusual for the Pro Bowl because you can't blitz in the Pro Bowl. Drew Brees lost 2 fumbles. Eli Manning lost a fumble, and again, Kerry Collins lost a couple. Justin Tuck had 6 tackles and 2 sacks for the NFC. I don't know who won Pro Bowl MVP, but I'm assuming it's going to be Justin Tuck because the NFC did win, and he had the best numbers of anybody. I know Jared Allen had a big sack and forced fumble that he recovered. Julius Peppers had a sack and a huge giant interception to pretty much seal up the game. So, yeah, there was some pretty cool stuff going on in this game. It's not important, but some cool stuff going around. That's really all I got to say here. NFC wins 30-21. Yeah. On to more important things. There were some good basketball games this morning. You had the Spurs and the Celtics. That was the first game, and the Cavs and the Lakers. And going into these games, I was thinking to myself, man, the Spurs, if the Spurs can make a huge statement by winning this game, and meanwhile the Cavs are just trying to save face a little bit. I felt like there was a lot of pressure on the Celtics to win, just to show that they can still protect home court and that they can still beat elite teams. I thought the pressure was on Boston, and San Antonio went in and made that statement. Matt Bonner had a big game, which is obviously pretty rare since he's not a big-time player. Duncan and Garnett played each other to a standstill. They both played great games. What else? So, and at the end, they pulled it out thanks to some, good free throw shooting, a couple of turnovers forced. I was really impressed by San Antonio actually going into Boston and winning that game. And Boston was mad because of they lost that game to Los Angeles a couple nights ago. So that was huge. And I felt the same way about the Cavs and Lakers game. I felt like the Lakers could go into Cleveland and make a huge statement, and Cleveland just needed to protect home court. Like, they were under pressure to win the game, and they didn't get it done. LeBron was off. He never really managed to get his scoring going. Lamar Odom destroyed them on the offensive boards. I mean, Odom had the game of his life. He was hitting every shot he took. He was getting offensive rebounds. He was playing like a 7-footer, which is not something he usually does. So he played great. The Cavs, I thought Big Z, Ilgauskas was actually playing pretty well, and there were some other players for the Cavs who were getting it done. I think Mo Williams played pretty well, but LeBron just never got it going, and the Lakers sweep that series too, and that is big. That says a lot to me. I think that's a big statement. Kind of tracking the Magic game right now. Right now they're up by 10 with 8 minutes left. Yeah, that's all I got to say for today, so see you later.